Kai, welcome back. Week 7, fresh off another road trip. You're now 2-0-2 on the road. What does it mean to go on the road and not have a loss in 4 games?
I think it's important for confidence for the team. They're starting to prove themselves. They at least know how not to lose, but that's not the culture we want here. We need them to start to prove that they can win on the road like we did in Utah. 2 ties in the circumstances is great, but the excuse is there's no asterisk next to the game saying it was hot or humid or we had a red card. We had a tie, and I think we dropped points. We're not upset at the ties, but we felt like we should have scored and won the games.
Against SMU, you played without Jordan Marotta. You also played without Shevlin, 2 of your starting midfielders all season. How did the team react to that, and just kind of, with the 1-1 tie with SMU on that second game of that road trip? Just your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think they did a very good job of really not batting an eye, and I think it goes to kids staying prepared the whole time. Melinda Madden's a kid who hasn't played much all year and just went 220 minutes this weekend in the center midfield. So stayed ready, stayed prepared. I think we're a competitive group of kids who, as much as they miss Shevlin and Marotta, I think they also think of it as it's their chance to prove why they should play more.
You're 6-1-2 at this point in time in the season. You've got 3 games left in your non-conference schedule. You're right about that midway point of the season. Assessment of the team, if you were to give them a grade right now?
I think defensively we've done very well. To give up 5 goals in 9 games, I think it's a testament to what Scott's done defensively with the unit. So I think that's very good. And every goal, we could probably say, is pretty avoidable, which is nice. Attacking-wise, we're not where we need to be. I think it shows our immaturity in front of goal. We didn't return that many goals from the kids who have scored college goals. So the immaturity is showing, but I think they're still putting in the work and rolling up their sleeves. They're not shying away from it, going for it. Most coaches aren't going to complain with being 6-1-2, with 1 loss through their first 9 games. But I think we're good enough this year that we should have been 9-0.
I know you're not a stat guy, so I'm going to throw one at you. You guys have trailed this year a total of 6 minutes and 42 seconds. What does that mean for you guys? Does it mean anything to you?
It means that the time we do go down early, I hope we come back quickly, because we haven't been put in that situation a lot. But I think it also shows that we've played to win games and played to go after teams. A lot of those games we've gotten goals in the first half, so we've put the pressure back on the opponent as quickly as possible. It's a nice stat to have. It'd be great to stick with that stat the rest of the year, because that means we probably end with 13 wins. But I think the group's done well with adversity. They had every reason to put their heads down and quit when you have no Jordan, no Shevlin. We give up a penalty kick. They don't score versus SMU. We give up a goal. It's hot. You're tired. You just want to get on the plane, and we go back and score 2 minutes later. So I think they've done very well with dealing with adversity. When Jordan had the red card on Friday, we switched formations, dropped to a 4-3-2 in about 2 seconds, and no one batted an eye, and went after them.
So upcoming this week, you got a Pac-10 opponent in Washington on Friday, San Jose State on the road, and then your last non-conference game, ranked opponent in Cal, coming in next week. How important is it to finish the non-conference season strong, knowing what you've got coming in WCC play around the corner?
Well, the last 3 games are the biggest test all year. I've known the Washington coach for 10 years, full respect for the whole staff. Coached about 9 of them on the state team when I used to live up in Washington. So, it's going to be a great battle, because we're going to know each other both very well. San Jose State, has watched us play 3 times this year, 6 times last year. I worked camps with Jeff, their coach. So it's one of those local Bay Area rivalries on a turf field down there. And then Cal, the other school in the East Bay, is it's just always going to be a rivalry game. So I think our last 3 games are going to be epic, and I think we're prepared for them now. We're not walking in at 1-7 with no confidence. I think our girls respect University of Washington, but also understand that we're playing at home and it's our job to be successful.
At home, you're 4-1 this year. How important is it to play those Pac-10 opponents at St. Mary's Stadium?
It's big. You always want to play the Pac-10, because that's who the WCC gets compared to probably directly coming to NCAA tournament play. We'll end up going back to Washington in a couple of years, but to get them at home in the friendly confines, everyone sleeps in their own bed, putting them on the road, which our girls just realize how difficult that is, I think it's awesome. It's that half a leg up in the situation, which is trying to win, versus a team that's historically nationally ranked, Elite 8 team a couple of years ago, very good team, ranked in the region, everything.
You talk about going on the road. Your road game this week is an hour away.
Yep.
Does it make that much of a difference in a road game when you're an hour away or you have to get on a flight?
Definitely. Last year we didn't win a single game when we stayed in a hotel. So this year to already be 2-0-2 in games we've had to stay in a hotel, I think is important because it's showing their focus and going to sleep at night at the proper time and resting and waking up and getting into routine. Driving an hour, it's almost like a home game because we have a lot of local Bay Area kids. I think we'll be fine, and I think we'll treat it more like a home game than a away game.
Kai, good luck this weekend, and wish you the best.
Thanks. Go Gaels.